What up? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes. It is day 195 of Dave's Daily D, Dave's Daily Discussions. You know me. I'm Dave. Day 195. We're closing in on 200, and even while closing in on 200 yesterday morning and after work in the evening, I didn't really have anything that I could drum up to, come on and put out. I'm sure I could have wung something, but I wasn't feeling it yesterday. I went to the gym in the morning, got a little workout in. It was a pretty solid workout. Went after work, literally did a couple supersets and then walked out. I had no motivation after work. I mean, it was still more than, if I wouldn't have went. It was about 4 or 5 supersets that I did on one machine, 2 different grips of a shoulder press. But yeah, I mean, it's been interesting. I've been trying to, do my best. In the last week, 2 weeks, there's been some videos that have been pretty decent, but there's been some really good content that I've put out, and I'm really happy about it. But for me as a person, it's been up and down. It's been up and down. I mean, I've had, I have my good days, I have my bad days. Like Monday was a rough day. Yesterday, not a terrible day, but I felt super tired. Like when I got home after my little short workout after work, I pretty much, I let the dogs out. I was outside with them for a little bit, and then I was tired. Like, I just went and laid down. I don't know if it was just because it was warm, but, I was hydrated. I don't really know what happened yesterday, but I was tired, and I was not feeling it. So, these things do happen. You have to pay attention to your mind. You have to pay attention to your body, Know when you're tired. Know when you need a break. Know when you need a day off. So, yesterday, I took a day off from making videos. I didn't want to put out any lousy content. There's days where I take days off from the gym if I need to, or I go lighter. I try to pay attention to myself and make sure that, what I'm doing isn't going to be detrimental to me going forward. I don't want to do something that's going to injure me and keep me from being able to do what I love to do, and that's lift. I don't want to do something that's going to keep me from being able to put out content. Same thing with doing things. I don't want to not do something like go to the gym or making content that actually makes me happy. So I try to pay very close attention, because if I'm not doing the things that I love, that I'm passionate about, then I start to struggle. It's a tough thing for me, because I know a lot of people, but a lot of people don't truly know me. I know a lot of people, but I don't really hang out or spend time with many people. And I try to say that I'm busy, but I keep myself busy, but I always have time. Like during the week, obviously it's tough, but I just don't do a whole lot. And it's one of those things where, you look at yourself and you're like, man, what if I, hung out? Like, you see people who hang out and do stuff. They have, groups of friends that they grew up with or whatnot that go out and do things together. I don't have that. You don't have the relationship. So at the end of the day, like when you're not out and about and around people, you have to make sure that even if you are, you still should, but you have to make sure that, no matter what the situation is, you have to make sure you're secure within yourself, and you have to know that you're doing everything you can, and that you're going to be the best that you can be. You have to know that, you're basically a road under construction. You are constantly in progress, constantly in motion. You're constantly trying to grow and build to be more. The other part of it is, don't ever do anything that's, going to contradict who you are. Can't think of the word. Compromise. Don't do anything or avoid doing anything that would compromise your beliefs. Don't partake or do or wear anything that you think you just want to do it because, you know, everybody else is doing it, or, you know, you think somebody else is going to notice and it's going to be a pop, like, do it for you. Do everything for you. It doesn't mean be selfish and don't do anything for anybody else. It means when it comes to making decisions, obviously there's decisions that you make. A lot of them, they can affect other people. And I get that. But there are things in life that we have to do because we have to do them, but there are decisions in life. There are things that we do, that we wear, that we partake in, that sometimes people feel like they want to do it because, you know, it's the cool thing to do, it's the trendy thing to do, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you believe in it yourself. Make sure that it's something that you want to do. Like, obviously, yeah, there is going to be tough decisions. There are going to be times you've got to step outside of your comfort zone, things of that nature. I'm not saying to, you know, don't ever do anything because you're not comfortable with it. What I'm bringing to you is make sure that it's something that, you know, it doesn't compromise your beliefs, that it doesn't compromise who you are as a person. Because your beliefs and who you are as a person is all you have at the end of the day. When you go home at the end of the day and, you know, you're by yourself or whatever it is, or when you go to sleep at night and you are alone with your thoughts in your mind, all you have is yourself, your beliefs, your passion, I mean, just who you are as a person. And if you compromise that, it's going to be tough to sleep. It's going to be tough to be inside of your head, you know, alone in your head. When you go to sleep, it doesn't matter if you have a partner next to you or not. When you go to sleep, you are alone in your head. And that is a very, very tough thing. I mean, I look at myself. I'm a very happy person myself. Very happy, very positive, passionate, you know. I consider myself to be a pretty good person. I hold myself to a high standard on that. But even somebody like myself, I have extreme highs and I have extreme lows. I feel passionately when I am overworking myself, when I am, you know, putting too much on myself, when too much is expected of me and I do not feel like I am succeeding, when I feel like I am not being appreciated. There's a lot of things that go into it. Like I am a feel person. And when I feel that there's not appreciation, or when I feel that I am not being valued to how hard that I'm working, to the things that I'm doing, you know, I can realize and I can, you know, put together that, okay, you know, what I'm doing is, you know, probably better than what most people are going to do. Like there's, you know, a lot more skill and there's a lot more mindset and thought that I put into a lot of things that other people don't even, like, it never even hits their radar, that thought process or that idea. So when I do something and I feel like it's just brushed off or underappreciated, like it just makes you wonder, like, if you don't hear it, and I don't need to hear it, but it's a double-edged sword. Like, I don't need to hear it, I don't want to hear it. Like, absolutely, I do want to hear praise, but like, I'm gonna most likely just say, you know what, you know, it was the team, like it was this or that, like I'm gonna deflect it. Like deep down, like I take it in and I appreciate it. But like when you feel like everything you do is not appreciated and it doesn't make a difference, it can really tear a passionate person down. So it's a fine line. So I try to make sure that whenever I have to check myself, because when I am around other people, it's a major thing for me to say, okay, you do a lot of great things, but you also have to recognize, like great recognize is great. You have to be able to recognize and acknowledge if somebody else does something good or great or positive, because just like you, me, if I don't hear it, if I don't see it, things like that of that nature, then I'm going to have trouble, you know, down the road. You feel, you know, less worth it. You feel, you know, a lot of things. So, you know, treat others how you want to be treated. You know, it's the golden rule. If you want, you know, to be recognized, you also have to recognize others. So, we went through a couple different topics in this video. Ooh, that is a dangerous thing. I don't know. I have a conspiracy while I'm in this video. I think people, and it's probably not really true, it's just, you know, they could just fly out of truck beds and stuff like that. I see more and more often as I get older, more and more of the bungee strap, you know, in the back of the truck where you're trying to reinforce and buckle something down without actually using the actual buckle straps, the bungee ones with the hooks on the end. I see more and more of those more often in the road, on the highway, in parking lots, on roads, country roads. I mean, I see them all over the place now. And, you know, when I was younger, I didn't really think about it, but like they say, like, no, don't drive over it. Like, be careful, don't drive over it, pay attention, because if you do, it can snap up and it can puncture your tire. I see them all the time. There was literally one stretched straight across the middle of my fast lane on Route 2 on the highway. And thankfully I passed the semi and I was able to swerve over and get out of the way, because there was no way that I was going to avoid it without, you know, going off into the very small area. And I still probably wouldn't have avoided it. I would have probably had to put a tire on that thing. And I already